Hello, welcome to another radio and television station, and I'm Katri. Here comes the local news. Vietnam's economic outlook is favorable in the short term, but still faces many external risks. Therefore, GDP growth in 2023 is expected to reach 6.3%. This is a statement that the World Bank (WB) made in its March 2023 report published yesterday. According to the World Bank, although tourism continues to recover, growth in the service sector will slow down. Domestic demand is expected to be affected as inflation may increase in 2023, forecast to be around 4.5%, causing the purchasing power of households to decrease. Rising interest rates will affect private investment. According to the World Bank, in the context of weaker external demand, the contribution of net export to growth is expected to be negative, about minus 0.6%. However, the economy will benefit from a continued implementation of investment component of the adopted recovery support program, up to about 1% of GDP. Statistics of Ministry of Industry and Trade show that petroleum imported to Vietnam in the first 2 months of the year continued to increase sharply in both volume and value in the past 2 months, and the prices have imported 1.82 million tons of petroleum with a total value of $1.7 billion, up 43% in volume and 56% in value. If including the amount of foreign currency to import crude oil, the total turnover had reached $2.8 billion. Specifically, crude oil imports in 2 months increased by a record of both volume and value, with 1.8 billion tons of crude oil worth more than $1.1 billion, up 129% and 110% respectively over the same period last year. Korea, Singapore, and Malaysia are still the main petroleum import markets of Vietnam. On the full moon of the first lunar month and the full moon of the second lunar month, people of Chirac ethnic group Hong Kong coming of Han City have a ceremony to worship the forest gods. This is the opportunity for people to give thanks to the gods and a place to exchange, meet, and contribute to preserving Siam pre-culture. Every spring, when the crops have been harvested, Chirac people in Hong Kong offer thanksgiving to Yang Pri, the god who rules over the mountains and forests, have protected them throughout the year. According to a ritual, the village elder prepares a tray consisting of chicken, pork, sticky rice cooked in bamboos, and wire to offer the god of the forest, Yang Pri. After that, village elders and reputable people in the village read the vows along with the sound of gongs, making the space of ceremony even more dignified. Siam Pri is usually held from 1 to 2 days depending on locality. The maintenance of the Siam Pri festival, which is an opportunity for Chirac people to enjoy the result of labor and to have fun after Labor Days, at the same time empowering people to prepare for a new year. Yesterday, U.S. President Joe Biden announced his administration would accelerate timeline for Australia to receive its nuclear power submarines early next decade. Speaking at a meeting with Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese and British Minister Rishi Sunak, Biden said Indo-Pacific will be the future of the world. Speaking in San Diego during talks with Australian and British leaders, Biden said, "Today I will stand as a crossroads in history, where efforts to strengthen deterrence and promote stability will affect the prospect for peace for decades to come. The U.S. could have no better partner than those in the Indo-Pacific, where so much of our shared future will be written." During yesterday's dialogue, the leaders of United States, Australia, and Britain updated the agreement on trilateral defense partnership. Australia is expected to receive at least the first 3 advanced submarines by the start of next decade, faster than expected when the UK-US Partnership Treaty launched 18 months ago. While waiting for a ship to be handed over to Canberra, the US submarines such as the US Missouri will rotate through Australian ports. Yesterday, Britain Parliament began debate on illegal migration bill introduced by Prime Minister Rishi Sunak's administration. Britain's Home Secretary Suella Braverman affirmed that the bill puts the interests of people first. She added, "This is an attempt to prevent small boat crossing to the UK. Recent polls show the cost of living crisis has always been the biggest concern for British voters, followed by the immigration crisis." The immigration bill has been pressed by far-right groups inside and outside of UK. That's all for today. Thank you for watching and goodbye.